Hey everyone, so we're up here at Herts 4x4 today. We're here with Justin. Hi Justin.
Hi there.
How's it going?
Good, thanks. Cold?
Good, yes, freezing. As well as our truck, this is another truck that the guys, John and Jason, have done, what was it, last year or so?
Yeah, it's about, I've had it for 6 years now, so it's a 6-year work in progress, but the guys have really been getting on with it the last 2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years?
Yeah.
It's an ongoing project.
Very much an ongoing project, yeah.
Alright, well tell us what is it? Obviously it's a Mitsubishi L200.
Yep.
Or
it's 2005 K74 Mitsubishi L200.
Yeah, they call it all sorts of things across the world, don't they? In Australia it's the Triton.
Yeah, South Africa it's the Colt.
Colt, yeah, all sorts of names.
All sorts of names, but this one was the 2.5 130 horsepower diesel, and now it's a 4-litre V8 petrol.
Yeah, it's got something a little bit special under the hood.
It has, yeah. It has. So we estimate the horsepower before it goes to the drivetrain's about 280 to 300. After it goes to the drive, horsepower. Brake horsepower, we're not sure because of the four-wheel drive system. We're probably losing a load of power there. We're going to dyno it, but that's once the supercharger's on it.
Okay, and that's a Lexus motor.
Lexus, yeah, the 1UZ-FE, which is the thick rod one.
Yeah.
For those that really want to get geeky, it's the one that handle a lot of boost when we do put turbo on it.
Okay. Yeah, because you were telling us before, you're thinking about, well, you've got a supercharger already.
Yeah, supercharger's next door.
That's the next stage of this project.
That's the next stage, yeah. We want to shoot for 350 horsepower and then eventually 450 on nitrous.
That's going to be incredible.
For no reason at all, because it's completely unusable and the thing weighs a ton. And
yeah, but it's good fun, right?
It's good fun, and I like wasting money.
That's what counts. Cool. Yeah. And do you know of any other L200s in the country that have had a similar V8 conversion?
There's one other K74, but it's running the Lexus automatic gearbox.
Right. And this is the manual.
This is running a Pajero, a 3.2 or a 2.8 Pajero Super Select gearbox.
So with a manual and
with a manual, yeah, 5-speed manual. So we've got rear-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, and long range still. With the V8. That was actually the hardest part of it. Doing the engine swap probably took 3 months. Getting the gearbox and everything together probably took another twice that over. And it also added a lot of the cost and complexity because we had to have the whole drive shafts redone and everything from the rear because the gearbox is shifted back and then.
You were telling me as well that you had to have a custom plate between the engine and the gearbox.
Yeah, and custom flywheel as well. All of the clutch and everything all had to be changed out. Even the gear levers had to be redone.
So there's a lot more work gone into this than you can actually see.
Yeah,
for sure.
A whole exhaust system, even the intake manifold, the exhaust manifolds had to be redone.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't fit around the wheel arches in here. Yeah. No one else has really done it before, so. John and Jason had to fabricate a whole new set of exhaust manifolds as well for it. The entire exhaust system had to be redone. So when you have the bonnet open, you probably only see 30% of the work.
Yeah.
It's only when you get up on a ramp and you look underneath you see the rest of it.
That's so cool though.
Yeah.
Okay, well in terms of bumpers and bar work, what we got going on here? You can see this.
Yeah, all the Herts Custom 4x4 bar work, Winchmax bumper, Winchmax winch, which I've had for 5 years now.
That's it in there. How's that been?
That's been fantastic. I painted it black because I just wanted it to match the front of it and everything. But other than that, it's their £1,300 winch.
1,300 pounder.
Yeah, it pulls great.
Synthetic line.
Synthetic line. It's never let me down at all. It's pulled this truck out of trouble a lot. It's pulled a lot of Land Rovers out, which they hate.
Yeah.
They hate it.
That's always a good feeling.
Oh, it's a great feeling. It's even pulled cars out of ditches. It's fantastic.
Yeah. And you see, we just got one ourselves from Winchmax. We've only been able to test it once, and it's been really good so far. But
it's perfect.
That's a good sign then.
Yeah, you're probably noticing that it's missing the solenoid box. The solenoid box has been relocated into the back.
Oh, okay, we'll see that.
Even though it is a show truck, for want of a better term, because it does showcase the work that Herts Custom 4x4 do.
Yeah.
It's still an off-roader, so it's still got extended breathers. It's still got the solenoid box mounted at the back. It's still got full waterproofing in the snorkel, and it does still get used off-road.
Okay. Lighting. Oh, you got a light bar up here.
Yep. Yeah, another cheap eBay special.
That's one of the eBay jobs.
It's one of the eBay jobs, and it's been there for 3 years, and you can see a little bit of moisture's got in, but it still works.
Still doing this thing.
Yeah.
Any plans for some big spotties up here or something? Or?
I would love to, but we did have a lot of problems when we first did the swap getting enough cooling. We've got two massive SPAL fans.
Yeah, you gotta have some.
Yeah, you
some
probably can't
airflow.
see them, but there's two 12-inch pusher fans in there, pushing air straight through an aluminium radiator just to keep it cool.
Right.
So, as much as I'd love to put more lighting up there, we really do need to keep this gap as wide open as possible. We had to ditch all of the air conditioning condensers and just strip out the air conditioning because we just couldn't keep that engine cool.
And at the back here is this small custom work for the bumper, rear bar from Herts 4x4.
Yeah, it was actually the prototype. It's the first one we did.
Okay.
And it's been great. You can actually see a slight dent to the back where I reversed into a tree.
Oh, here?
Yeah, I hit a tree at about 15 miles an hour on a play site, and there's no damage to the sheetwork at all. The bumper took it all.
It really looks like it's built strong.
It is built
Especially
really
with
strong.
these brackets coming out here.
Yeah, they're great because of the long overhang on an L200.
Yeah.
And about a foot and a half, 2 feet worth of overhang.
Yeah, you have.
You find that when you're going up large obstacles, the back end has a habit of hitting.
So you can round it. Is that why it's rounded off? So
And they just
drag it up
catch
and
and
down
just
things.
drags it over. The front wheels just drag it over the back. And it's been great. It's been fantastic. And all you do is just go home, a little bit of rattle can paint,
That's a really good idea.
paint it back on. Yeah, it's great. And it also offers a lot of protection to stop anyone that goes in the back of it. Any cars will slide underneath.
Yeah, just push
Just
under.
sends them under and keeps them away from this because this is
That's
expensive.
damn good for you.
Yeah, I've hit a tree on this side before,
Yeah.
and it costs a lot of money to get this metal sheetwork fixed, which is why the bumper's now there to wrap around and
Stops
protect.
that happening. Yeah, I noticed you've gone for no rear tailgate.
Yeah, no rear tailgate.
What's that about?
If
It's
you,
cool. For
I
sure.
don't tell you when you buy a pickup truck. When you buy a pickup truck, everybody wants you to help them move house, and I got so fed up with it that I got rid of the tailgate and I put the spare wheel back there, so that everyone would leave me alone and stop asking me to help them move house.
Yeah, and the spare wheel is just mounted straight up there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's actually
It's got its own.
there's two spare
bar.
wheels as well. If you look under here, there's still got the
Let's
original,
see that. It's original, and
and then the big
this.
Kumo back there as well. So no chance of getting stuck out on a trail without any spare tyres.
Yeah, you can still keep a fair bit, I suppose, in the back here, all your gear and tools and stuff.
Well, yeah, this is what these two tie down points here
Yeah,
is. I've got a large NATO approved trunk, MOD trunk.
yeah,
That I put in there, ratchet strap it down, and we put all of our camping gear in there if
Good
we're going
stuff.
overlanding and everything.
ideal.
I didn't want to have it in the truck all the time because the truck sits on like a line of being like a hot rod type thing
Yeah.
and being like an overlander, and I wanted the ability to.
Okay,
Obviously,
and
that's it.
keep it simple. You can take it in and out.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's that. What's that? What kind of load liner is that?
That's Linex, and this
Linex.
has actually been in the truck since 2005 when it came out the factory.
Well, it looks in good nick.
It drove straight from the factory straight to be Linex.
Either you don't use it or it's just really good.
It's been used a lot. It was because this
Yeah.
was a workhorse, my father's company before I bought it. So
Yeah.
it's had lawn mowers and landscape gardening equipment in it,
Oh,
and it's
okay.
completely fine. There's not a single split or cut in
Definitely,
it.
it's a fair share of use then.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I really
Yeah.
recommend it. I think it was Linex.
One of our friends actually has got an 80 series. He's painted the whole car in
Great.
black Linex.
Indestructible.
Yeah, it's really good. And rock sliders, side steps, are they custom or off the shelf?
These are all Herts Custom 4x4.
Okay.
It's their bread and butter, what they do.
Yeah.
These are the welding ones that weld to the chassis.
Oh, they actually weld straight to the chassis.
They're actually
Yeah.
welded in. They do a bolt-on version as well, but we decided that this thing's going to be a 4x4 for the rest of its life.
Yeah.
So welded them straight in.
Oh yeah, because we got the bolt-on ones, and these are the weld-on type.
Yeah, these are weld-ons. These have been on the truck for 5 years now. With the exception of having to touch up the paint from scratching it and everything, they're great. They're in perfect condition.
Tell they've been used a bit.
They've been used a bit. Yeah, we've used them as jacking points before, and yeah, they're fantastic. They've saved the sheet metal on the bottom of this thing so many times.
Is that your truck that they picked up on the?
No, that was John's, but
That
we've
was John's
tested these
truck.
ones on the same as well.
Same thing.
You can put a JCB bucket underneath it. You can lift the whole truck off of them, and there's no flex or bend. There are some competitors out there, and we've seen that there's bend. but
They
ours
do.
don't.
Right. Okay. Tell me about the suspension.
Yeah,
Is it lifted?
It is lifted, but it's fairly straightforward. It's just the torsion bars at the very front,
Yeah.
and then the back had. It's a bit weird. We don't know of any other L200s that have leaf springs at the back as high as mine. We don't
Right.
know why, but they've.
So you think
just-
they might have been changed?
They may have been changed, but we've looked into it. We don't think they are.
Oh,
But
okay.
it just sits naturally quite high at the back. So
high.
2-inch torsion lift and then a 2-inch body
Crank
lift
torsion,
torsion.
cranking torsion bars. Oh,
Yep.
and a 2-inch body lift.
And a 2-inch body lift. We had to have the body lift in order to fit the gearbox in.
Oh right, okay, yeah, because it sits taller.
It sits taller, yeah.
Yeah.
The bell housing.
Probably just generally all bigger as well.
Yeah, everything is just
Yeah.
bigger under there.
Yeah.
So 2-inch body lift as well.
Okay, what shocks are you running?
I'm running the terrain. I can't remember what they're called. Hang on.
Terra Firmas, aren't they?
Terra Firmas, that's it. Running Terra Firmas all round.
Extended shocks.
No, they're just the standard ones.
Standard length?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
handle it fine. I spoke to them before ordering, and they said that if you've only got a 2-inch lift at the front, if you're standing
Yeah.
at the back, they're absolutely fine. I think they designed them to have a little bit more
They've
length.
got a
than
little
they
bit
were.
more droop.
Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
fantastic. It had the standard ones on there, and they're in a terrible condition. We pulled
Yeah,
them out.
ours were as well.
Yeah, they were awful.
It was shocking.
Yeah, that's made a huge difference actually.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Especially with all the power going through the back wheels. On
Yeah.
the old factory shocks, you
be
shift
like-
from first to second. Yeah, it would go back and then it would start squirming back into brake traction. But
Go on that.
yeah, these shocks are great.
Awesome. Any plans to have anything up top, a roof rack or anything, or you want to keep it nice and streamlined?
I'm keeping it streamlined. I know it's a losing battle, but I'm trying to have some form of aerodynamics back there.
Yeah, well, that does make a difference. A big old rack with all gear on the top is going to make a huge difference.
Yeah, exactly. And we have had a top speed run with this. We have done 120 miles an hour on a closed course that totally wasn't the road. And
Yeah,
it got really
well,
scary at
that's legit.
120, but you put a big engine in it, you got to find out.
You got to try it. You got to
You
try
gotta
these
try
things.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and we do, as you're aware, when you do a lot of off-road in the UK, it involves a lot of driving up and down the motorway.
Yes.
So I want to try and make it as...
M25, M1, M6.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, it already gets 13 miles to the gallon if I'm lucky.
13.
13, yeah, 13 to 18. So if I start putting anything on the roof there, I'll probably get out to single digits.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people want to be interested in that actually. So 13 sort of your worst and
13's
18's
the worst.
sort of the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have any extended fuel tanks?
Nope, nope.
So standard fuel tank.
And a couple of jerry cans in the back.
Okay. What is the standard fuel tank in these?
Officially it's 55 litres.
55
You can kind of
litres.
overfill them to like 60, 70.
How many miles does that do?
About 200 if you're lucky.
About 200.
So I keep 2 20-litre jerry cans in the back.
Okay.
Fill
yeah.
up before we go and then...
Fairly
stop
regular
after
stops.
that. Yeah, fairly regular stops. I get hungry a lot anyway, so it's fine. Pull over a petrol station, get something to eat,
Yeah.
fill this thing up with it and carry on. It just runs standard pump petrol at the moment,
Yeah.
which is great. I don't know if when we get the supercharger we may have to start using the slightly better petrol, I'm not really sure
Okay.
yet.
So there's gonna be some tweaks here.
There's going to be some tweaks yet.
It'll be interesting to see. Maybe we'll have to do another one of these when you're done all that.
Yeah, that'd be great. Fantastic.
Right, where to start under here? I'm just going to let you take this away.
Yeah, no problem at all. So it's a 4-litre Lexus 1UZ FE out of a 1992 Lexus LS400,
Okay.
which was the big luxurious, like their attempt at doing a 7 Series BMW.
Actually, I think I saw one of those following us in our rear view mirror today. I was like, oh, that's the engine that they take these out of.
Yeah, and you can pick them up really cheap, which is great, and then you can just rebuild the engines and drop them in. I've actually left on here the original service stickers from when Lexus was servicing the car.
Okay.
So it had 163,000 miles on the clock when we got it.
Yeah.
We took it apart and rebuilt it.
On there, yeah.
Yeah, it says right there, and it's perfect inside. They really built these engines to.
Did you strip
to
it down
last.
then?
Yeah, we stripped the engine down, new head gaskets, did everything else because we knew we were gonna, try and get some power out of this thing.
Yeah.
So, all new power steering pump, all new alternator, all the auxiliaries were new, all the belts, changed the cam belt, changed the water pump for a metal high flow water pump as well in there. And it's fantastic. I know that Matt Farrer, the auto journalist, has just done 1 million miles with one of these engines.
Really?
Yeah, so 163,000 doing a rebuild was actually...
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it still had the hatching on the inside of the cylinder walls and everything
Amazing.
from when it's manufactured, so they're really good engines. And we've got a video somewhere actually of us balancing a £1 coin right here with
I've
it
seen
on
that.
idle. Yeah, and
That was
it
intense.
balances. It's a lovely smooth engine, especially
I was like,
compared
if that
to
was mine, it would be like...
Oh yeah, exactly. The old engine would throw it at you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's relatively stock engine-wise for the time being.
Yeah, but you say it still puts out 3... No,
Well, yeah.
at the moment it's about 2 something.
Yeah, they're 260, 270 out the box. We've got the headers we had to put in ourselves, full stainless steel exhaust system,
Yeah.
decatted and everything else.
Brought it up a bit.
Brought it up a bit. The intake and everything.
Yeah,
all-
this filter and intake goes straight into the snorkel.
Yeah, it's all fully sealed. We put a little bit of Tiger Seal on the inside of every lip as well, and we've tested it. It's fully watertight. Done
Nice.
Strata Florida with the water over it, didn't even miss.
So fully submerged.
Fully submerged, yeah, water up over the windscreen,
Yeah.
which we were
And
nervous about.
That's good for
being
a petrol as well, isn't it? So,
It's great for a petrol.
yeah.
Yeah, all the fuel lines and everything, the fuel system we had to redo from scratch. went really over the top with the fuel pump. You probably hear it when it runs, it whines 'cause it's a drag fuel pump from
I gotta start that up later. Yeah.
And the great big radiator with the 2 Spal pusher fans just to keep everything cool under here.
And that does the job.
It does the job, yeah. It's great. On a cold day you can just put your hands in here and it's nice and warm.
Yeah, I think I need some of that now. It's bloody freezing out here.
It really is. One of the things that a mistake people make when they put these in, is they try and keep the gearbox in the factory location, and then the engine comes in and doesn't leave enough space at the very front here for any of the coolant pipes.
Oh, okay.
So everything's been shunted back, all the gearbox and everything.
Gives you enough
thrown
space
back.
for fans and radiator.
Yeah, and then once
the
it's
good
supercharged, the great big supercharged belt's going to have to be...
Well, that's going to sit here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to replace this. This is going to come out. Supercharger and plenum sits on the top. Belt will come up here. We may have to cut the bonnet and go for a bit of a Mad Max thing. We're hoping to kind of avoid
One of those
that.
intakes up top.
Yeah, something
Wouldn't
like
be
those
very good for the Strata Florida though, would it?
It would be great, no. But yeah.
And I can see everything's siliconed.
Everything's siliconed, yeah. We had to, all of these fuel, the way that the coolant hoses run, everything, none of that matched up with how it came out of the factory. So
all custom stuff. Yeah.
silicon everywhere. It's great. Just order the pipes, stuff in there, and just cut it down to how you want it.
Yep.
And yeah.
What's that? Is that an alarm?
That's the alarm, yeah.
Oh, okay.
A lot of security had to go into it when we were done because, obviously
idea.
the insurance company was a little bit nervous about it.
Yeah, I'm sure they were.
Yeah, but a lot of people get surprised by it. I leave the bonnet open, go to shows and everything, people go by and they're like, oh look, it's a Lexus, and then they see the Mitsubishi badge down there and they start getting confused.
Freaks them out.
Yeah, it freaks them out for a bit.
Bit of lighting so you can work on it if it's dark.
Yeah, this lighting's fantastic actually, especially if you're on a trail and you have any gremlins and everything.
It's a good idea. I might take that idea from you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure it's been done before, but
The next step for it is a lot of the electric's going to have to change because we're going to go coilover plug, aftermarket ECU and everything for the supercharger. So it's going to be a Lexus engine with a Jaguar Eaton M112 supercharger, which we'll show you in a minute.
Proper hybrid.
Yeah, but then we're going to have to put Honda Civic coilover plugs in for the Honda Civic Type R as well.
Okay.
So it's going to have Honda bits on it, Jaguar bits on it, on a Lexus engine in a Mitsubishi.
The best of all of them put together.
The best of all of them put together, yeah.
Ideal. So what's going on here then? I can see a few things are not your normal. You've got some gauges up here and in there, in the centre gauge.
Yeah, it was. It came as an L200 Animal, which is like the top spec of the interior trim and everything.
Yeah.
But had the steering wheel retrimmed because...
they always go, don't they, on the leather?
Yeah, they always go. We put the red thing in because this thing gets called the race truck around the yard. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, the gauges. You got water and oil temperature.
Oh yeah, so water, oil temp.
Water and oil temperature. Just it's important to keep an eye on that, especially with an aftermarket engine where it took us 6 months to get it cooled, right?
Yeah.
And everything, so
yeah.
That's quite a vital one. And the L200 water temperature that comes standard isn't great, which is why people keep blowing head gaskets.
None of them are on the Mitsubishis, it seems.
They're really not.
Not on the older stuff anyway.
Really slow.
Yeah.
And then you have to excuse the Boy Racer shift light and everything.
Yeah, listen here.
Yeah, it's because the electrics from a 4-cylinder diesel don't like talking to a V8 petrol.
Okay,
so
fair enough.
that was a rough and ready way of fixing it for £15 off of eBay. Is just throw one of those in and call it a day, really.
Okay, so that's giving you what, just your revs or
just my revs, and then it lights up and flashes at me when I'm hitting the red line, which is 6,500 RPM.
You're saying you can't hear it?
Yeah, true. And then we've just got the standard off-roading equipment in here. So you've got your CB radio, which is quite
CB.
vital.
Just a regular CB down there.
Just a regular CB.
Nice mount, rather than we've got cable ties for ours. Just hooked on the cable ties.
Yeah, and then just the aftermarket stereo with hands-free, and then the shifters. Yeah, that's more fun. You can't see how much work went into getting those to fit, but they're shaped like a Z in order to get them from the gearbox, which sits back here, all the way up into here, and to be able to shift without knocking or hitting anything.
Oh right.
A lot of people lift these trucks, leave the shifters standard,
and
then have to cut all this plastic out. But
because we've done a body lift as well. It's almost too much. It sort of nearly catches on it. Yeah.
So the one thing I said was I want the factory look on the interior, regardless of how this thing ends up. So there's quite a lot of work under here, all hidden behind this nice leather and everything. But as you can see, it doesn't hit anything. You got all your gears, got all your off-road system.
A lot more work went into it than the eye can see.
Yeah, exactly. And you can see a lot of people on the internet claim that this is only rear-wheel drive and it's not four-wheel drive and it's not super select and the rest of it, but you can see all 4 options of the four-wheel drive in there. So you've got low range, 4 locked, 4 unlocked, and rear-wheel drive. So it really is four-wheel drive.
Super select.
Yeah. There's for some reason people just won't accept that it's
Yeah.
four-wheel drive for some reason. I have no idea why.
Did this truck come with the rear locker?
It came with the rear locker out the factory.
Yeah.
And
Where's
it's
the
still
button
got
on
it
these for that then?
on that side there.
Oh yeah, right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because on our Mark II it was down here somewhere.
Yeah, it varies. Some people have them down there. Some people have it back here as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the factory locker, and it's been great so far.
Okay.
I don't know if Herts Custom 4x4 changed it so I can use it above 10 miles an hour for drifting. I'm not entirely sure.
They
You'll
definitely
have to,
have.
I'm getting a nod. They have. I haven't done that yet because
Someone's nodding in the background.
Yeah. So apparently I can lock it even in rear-wheel drive at 30 miles an hour
Okay.
and drift it. But
Be fun in the snow or the wet.
I would never do that on public highways.
Who would do that?
Not me, totally.
Okay.
But yeah, we've also got voltage temperature.
Oh yeah, because
voltage gauge.
this is a standard cluster unit, but you've changed one of them on the end there.
Yeah. The guys at Herts Custom
Voltage.
4x4 have worked out a way of getting it in there without it. Sometimes it doesn't sit right and doesn't look great, but
Definitely
they made
looks factory.
Yeah. They put
Yeah.
a bracket back there, which is great.
Nice job.
And then just the outside temperature, and if that was on, it would say really cold because it's freezing today, isn't it?
It's freaking freezing. Going numb. Yeah, so I think that covers what you've done inside here.
Yeah,
In the cab.
everything.
Cool.
Excellent.
So was there a reason you decided to go with Mitsubishi or L200 in particular?
No, I was in Wales on holiday and everyone had a pickup truck.
Yeah.
And I just turned to my girlfriend and I was like, I really want a pickup truck. I really want one.
Yeah.
And then luck would have it, a family member was selling it, and
Oh, because it was your dad's truck before?
yeah, he had it from new out the factory for his work.
Oh,
And,
perfect. So
yeah.
One owner from you.
One owner from you, know
knew
the
that
whole history.
person, so-
Yeah. Literally
Yeah.
phoned him up and was like, I really want to buy a pickup truck. You've got one. What should I get? I was like, oh, well, I'm selling one.
Oh, okay.
So-
Did you buy another one?
No, he didn't. He bought a van.
Oh, that's boring.
He bought a van. Apparently the van's better on fuel, so
Yeah.
he bought a van. But yeah, so that's how I ended up with a pickup truck. In hindsight, if anyone is looking to get into off-roading, I'd recommend buying an actual 4x4 over a pickup truck.
So like a station wagon or something?
Yeah, something where all your gear in the back doesn't get soaking wet when it rains. And
Okay.
it rains
Just to have a covered
just to
space.
have a cover space. But
Yeah.
at the same time, you get to listen to country western songs and be like, yeah, I got a pickup truck just like
Although
that.
loads of people put the canopies and stuff on the back of these now.
They do, and I had a canopy, but I didn't like the look of it.
Yeah.
And it's always form before function with me.
Fair enough.
It's my big problem.
Yeah. If you got the chance to do it again, would you do it to anything else?
No, I'll
Station
do it.
wagon?
Yeah, maybe a Pajero like yours.
Yeah.
But no, I know these things inside out now.
Yeah.
You learn. I've had one for 6 years. You learn how to fix it.
That's the thing, I wanted to stick with Pajeros because we know those now.
Exactly.
It really helps.
I know how to fix it. / I've got Herts Custom 4x4 on speed dial every time I break it, which is weekly.
And so if you could say where your dream trip, where you want to take the truck, pack the bags and go.
I mean everywhere really, but I've got a soft spot for South Africa.
South Africa.
Been out there a few times. I've always wanted to do the long way down.
So do like a London to Cape Town, something like that.
Yeah. When I was in my early 20s, I did London to Morocco on a motorbike,
Oh, right,
and I love
nice.
that. But I never got further down than the Sahara.
Yeah,
I
Western
know.
Sahara.
Yeah, you can't. It's difficult to get down to South Africa now, all the way down to
Yeah.
Cape Town, overlanding these days with the political situation and everything. But
Yeah.
I'd love to give it a try, even if it just involves going in, via Turkey and then taking a ferry down or something like those lines.
Skipping the bit you can't do so easy.
Yeah, skipping the
Yeah.
dangerous bit and see we go down.
I
I'd
think
love
some
to give it
people
a
are
try.
still doing it on the west side, but I'm not sure about that. But I think
That's a risky situation to put yourself
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's beautiful if you
It's
can.
not like it
yeah.
used to be, but
No, but
probably-
that's a dream for me. I'd love to take this thing back down to South Africa where everyone's got when they've all got them, they call them the Colts and everything.
yeah.
We've got friends out there as well, so it'd be good to go out there and see some family members and friends and stuff down there.
Yeah, it'll be an epic trip.
That'd be fantastic.
Sure.
It's one for the bucket list, I'm afraid.
Yeah, same for us actually. We wouldn't mind to do something like that. Okay, and if anybody wants to find out more about the truck or you, and can they look you up on social media?
Yeah. I've got a YouTube channel, but I don't upload it that much, so it's best to go to my Instagram.
Instagram?
Yeah, which is just L200_V8_adventure.
Okay. I'll put a link in the description as well.
Yeah, look me up on there. I post on there quite a lot, really. Some of the Herts Custom 4x4 stuff gets featured on there as well, but I think they've got their own.
Yeah,
Instagram
we'll
page,
also
but-
put in the link for Herts Custom 4x4 below, which is just at Herts Custom 4x4 Instagram. Yeah. Well, thanks so much for showing us around your truck today.
That's right. Thanks for having us.
Certainly one of a kind, and not something you see every day. So
Yeah, exactly. More to
it's
come.
been really good. Yeah, and I look forward to having a look at it again once the supercharger and all that is on, and
Excellent.
the tune-up.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Thank
very
you.
much. Cheers.
Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. What an amazing build this is, oh gosh. So, as a cameraman, I have some borrowed gloves. So, give us a thumbs up for this, freezing here in the cold. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe or dislike. Well, like of course, because this is an amazing video. And see you in the next one.